So you need more leads, you need to get more sales, and you want to try to run Facebook ads. Unfortunately, you've either hired an agency and got shitty results, you've either ran your own ads and got shitty results, and you want to change that. And you're like, you see all this stuff on the internet of people crushing it. You know it's possible, but you just need the right person to tell you how. I accidentally ended up doing really well with Facebook ads for some of my clients, so I'll show you just what we're doing, and it'll probably work for you if you're doing the same thing. So let's just get into it. So with Facebook ads, it's very different, and I just need to preface this video by explaining a few things because I think people have a very different mindset. So number one, Facebook ads are paid per impression essentially, and not necessarily paid per click or paid per lead. So if you're running Facebook ads to a lead form, which I highly suggest right now, every time you get a lead and let's say it's a $40 CPL, you didn't pay $40 for that lead. You paid $40 for Facebook to show that ad to enough people to find somebody who wanted to fill it out. So you've got to flip that script just a little bit, because if you think about it, oh my God, every time my competitor fills out it, like there's one guy, man, he would freak out. He's like, they're trying to use up all my money. And I'm like, it's not how it works. Like he'll have competitors or just like haters going and filling out his ad. And he's like, they're trying to run up my CPC. And I'm like, that's not how it works, right? Facebook's just showing it to people. It doesn't matter. If it shows it to 10 people for $2 and one person fills it out, their CPL is going to be $2. But if in that same $2, 10 people fill it out, like it doesn't matter. Like per click, it doesn't matter. That's how Google works, not how Facebook works. So you got to understand that. The second thing is Facebook is interruption based. So Google, people are typically searching for the solution. People are searching for the keyword. They're searching for that result, right? They're actively looking for it. And so when something comes up framed as a solution, they're going to pick the one that's the best solution for them because they're actively looking to solve a problem, right? When people are on Facebook, that's not the case. They're not necessarily looking to solve a problem. They are just, they're scrolling, they're doom scrolling, okay? So on Google, it's called intent-based. These are intent-based searches. So they're searching with the intention to buy, the intention to book, the intention to do something, right? And these are typically more expensive. The problem is whatever you put into it, you get out. And there's no real like margin for error, and just improvement in general is quite a bit harder. Like because you're working with the competition, you got to get kind of wacky. On Facebook, it's impression-based. Impression-based, and whatever you put in, depending on the quality of your ads in your funnel, you could get way more out of it. Okay, like we've run ads that get a $40 cost per lead. We've run ads that get a $60 cost per lead. Then we have some superstars that get a $12 cost per lead. The messaging is the same. The audience is the same. Like the messaging in the ad, I guess, is the same, or messaging on the copy, not in the video. The messaging would essentially be the same. The audience is the same. The call to action is the same. But what's the difference in $1 sign and $3 signs is the quality of the ad copy, right? How well it speaks to people and everything like that. And so I just love that, you can get these quantified returns out of it. But this is because this is intent based. So if somebody's searching for something, you don't need to convince them. You don't need to convince them, hey, I think this is a good option for you. They've already decided it's a good option. They've already done their research, or they already found the leaky toilet. Like they're already there trying to get the solution. Facebook, they're problem unaware. They are unaware that they have a problem. They don't know they have a problem. And what your goal is here's where the light bulb comes on for you. When you think about it that way, if you write an ad for somebody who has high intent to buy, that ad's going to look very different, right? Because they're already sold on it. They just want to know what's the solution, how much it costs, and how do I get started, right? Very straightforward. But if you write an ad for somebody that is problem unaware, you've got to take them through a journey. And that's why videos on Facebook ads are a billion times better, because you're taking them along this journey, and you have more time to explain with them the problem they have, the solution, the possible solutions, how your solution fits in, whether they qualify or not, next steps, all of that stuff. You don't need to explain any of that to a high intent buyer. They don't care. They already know they have the problem. They already know what the solution is. You don't have to explain any of it. So best pools in this is a great ad for intent based, right? They're like, oh shit, I'm looking for pools in Arizona. It's best pools in Arizona. This does not work on Facebook because they don't even know they want a pool. They don't know any of that, right? So I just want to get you to understand this, because the biggest thing I can get any pool builder I talk to do is to stop running Facebook ads like they're Google ads. And you got to flip it on its head. You got to mix it around, and you've got to tell more of a story. Okay. So if I can get you to believe that, the rest of this video is going to make sense. All right. So let's get into some of the details, the nitty gritty of Facebook ads, the structure. I did it in a free training, and I'm actually going to pull it up because it was just so damn good. It was so good, I'm telling you. Not the free training. I looked like an idiot on the free training, but the actual content was pretty good. So I want to break this down. I mean, shit, what I could do is just screen share the damn thing. But let me flip it and show you. All right, cool. Something like this. And just go through it. So the thing I want to get you to understand is that the difference between an ad that's getting a $60 cost per lead on Facebook and the ad that's getting a $10 cost per lead on Facebook is the journey that it takes the customer on. And for some reason, people are just really weird, and you've got to trick them into being interested. It's just like a girl, I don't know if you guys, I don't think my audience has any females, so bear with me. But if you guys go and a girl and you approach a girl and you talk to her, and then you're just like overly interested, 9 times out of 10, she's not interested, right? You're trying too hard. You're selling too hard. It's just like, we want to naturally distance ourselves from that. But if you guys ever notice, like, you're in a relationship, and all of a sudden, all these girls want to talk to you, right? Or you're not that interested, and those are the ones that are crazy about you, right? That's how it works. Humans are weird. So anyway, with that being said, you have to do that in your ads. Your customers are like a girl that you want to be interested in you, but you don't want to be interested in them, because then they're scared away, okay? So just keep that in the back of your head, and let me show you this structure. So the first thing is a problem call out, all right? Hey, here's the problem that you have. And they're like, oh shit, I might have that problem. That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. Next is a curiosity confirmation. Then you're going to sell the dream that solves that problem. And you have an option. Some people are against this, but I think it's a great one, is to throw rocks at the enemies. It separates yourself. So I'll explain what all this means in a minute. Then you tell them about the opportunity, but then you say they're probably not a good fit for the opportunity, because that gets people going. And then you give them a call to action, and then you give some kind of urgency. Okay, so this script right here is very, 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 very different than what you would do on an intent-based ad. Very different, because this takes them through a whole journey. And this is pretty much the framework that we follow when we're filming Facebook ads for our clients. It's like, hey, we'll write the scripts out like this. They're very short, they're very punchy, they just break down this. And so an example of that is something like this. Most people think that a pool is outside of their budget, and it probably is if you still don't have one, right? So now they're like, well, hold on, why? Because that is just so brain twisting. People are not used to people saying that, right? They're not used to saying, hey, all right, well, yeah, it probably is out of your budget. And so now they've got a confirmation that this problem is a problem. The pool might be out of your budget, but it invokes curiosity. So then you want to sell the dream. But imagine if it wasn't out of your budget. Imagine jumping in the pool with your family on those really hot 100-degree days, right? And then they're like, oh yeah, that does sound kind of nice. If you're throwing rocks at your enemies and price is your thing here, Most owners, most pool builders would rather own a yacht than get you an affordable pool. Now we're saying, it makes sense that they're really expensive. It makes sense that they're overpriced because these guys are trying to rob you. Not me though, not me. Then you tell them, hit them with the opportunity. We put together this pool package so that any family can afford one, or we offer the best financing so that any family can afford one, or we got a bare bones material option so that whatever it is, let's tell them about that opportunity that sells them the dream. Not the opportunity can't go first because they haven't decided, they haven't seen the vision. So the opportunity has to go next. And then you take it away from them. You get them all excited. Hell yeah. Hey guys, we're gonna go to Bali. We're gonna get on this plane. You're gonna get first class. They're gonna feed you caviar on there. You're gonna have leg room. You're gonna lay down. You're gonna stretch out. And then you say, but it's probably not a good fit for you, or oh, it's probably gonna take too much time for you, or you're probably not ready for the investment. You've got them all excited on this. You sold them on the dream, and then you just fucking take it away. And they're like, whoa, hold on, man. So it's a simple thing. The pool's really simple, but it's not perfect for everybody. Then you hit them with the call to action that's around the curiosity, that's around not buying the thing, but seeing if they're qualified, seeing if it's a good fit, seeing if it's good for them. Because I'm a lot more likely to go and find out if something's a good fit for me than I am to get started on something, because finding out if something's a good fit for me gives me that confirmation. It gives me that feel-good feeling that, okay, this is a good decision. And you've taken me on this whole journey. Then you hit me with the urgency, like we can only install 20, this price only lasts for this long, or once summer's gone, we're not doing this project anymore, whatever it is. They've got to have more of a reason to click. Otherwise, they're like, well, yeah, this offer will be there. And so do you think that would be helpful? Like, yes or no, right? If you changed your script. Now, that script, that framework wouldn't work good on Google. It just wouldn't, because it's a very different thing. And so if you get your stuff more intentional for that format, right? That type of content, it's going to make your life a lot easier. And so when you create Facebook ads, the one piece of it that can have the biggest difference is following that framework, right? Call out the problem, do that curiosity confirmation, sell the dream, throw rocks at the enemies, hit them with the opportunity, take the opportunity away, call to action, urgency. If you do all of those things, they're like, oh my gosh, I need to find out. This is worth clicking off of Facebook and doom scrolling to go over to see if this opportunity is good for me. I'm excited about it. So when you flip that around, you're going to get way better results on your ads. Your cost per lead is going to go way down. And you can fine tune this by figuring out the messages that really stick with people, the things that get people excited, that cause them to take action. And it's a game changer, okay? But the actual ad creative is just one part of it. There's a deeper strategy that goes into running the ads. So my recommendation is create 2 to 3 of these a month. Similar thing, but around different anchors, I guess. So this one's about price, right? You could do one about speed. It's the middle of the summer, and it's the middle of the summer, and pools take a long time to build. You're probably not gonna get your pool done in time for the summer. But what if you could? What if you could get it done in just 4 weeks, right? And still have some time in the summer to swim. Most pool companies book things out because they work with anybody who will take them. They work on bad projects, and they're too booked out. We only work with people who are super serious. Like now you're positioning yourself for a price, right? We only work with people who are super serious, but we can get pools done in less than 4 weeks. It's probably too expensive though, and so if you're not serious about it, this might not be a good fit for you. But if you want to see the pricing of it, click the button below. Again, you have to act now because we won't be able to finish it by the end of summer. If not, I don't know, just off the top of my head, right? So one was about price, this one's about urgency, this one's about timelines, okay? And so you want to create 2 to 3 different ads that mix those things in so that you can split test against them. So what you'll find is you've got ad 1, ad 2, and ad 3. And I have a video on this where I actually went into an ad account and optimized, because we were getting an 18, we were getting a 16, and we were getting a 12. So I turned off these after a few months and just ran this one. So now all of our budget is going to this $12 one, which is getting us the best results, this $12 cost per lead, instead of wasting money on $16 cost per leads and $18 cost per leads. So create 3 different ads following that framework, right? And then you want to put money behind the overall ad set. So in an ad set, you're targeting your audience, and you've got your budget. And so if you say your budget is only $100 a day, Facebook's going to kind of split that $100 up across the different ads in the ad set, and it's going to put a majority of that money towards the highest performing one. But it'll still keep throwing money at the other ones, probably not as much. After a few weeks, it'll have a better understanding, but it'll still keep testing it. But you pick it to the audience, you set the budget of the ad set, okay? And you just run that. Leave that alone for a month or so, and then check back, cut the ones that are not performing well, do this one, and add 2 more with a different format. And now you've got money running to those ad sets. You might find that this one's still the winner. You might find that this one's the winner now, right? And so now you're going to cut this one and do 3 more the next month, and same thing. So over time, this cost per lead is a lot lower than this cost per lead, right? So we've optimized it, we've gotten it down. The other piece that you want to do is, this doesn't really have anything to do with ads, but it does, is you want to have your social media content. And I just got done filming a video where I yap for like 20 minutes about a social media strategy that you pool builders need to be doing because it's so simple. The reason you need to have this strategy, if you have good ads running, this isn't enough, because you're paying Facebook to show your business to tens of thousands of people, right? Tens of thousands of new people in your area are learning about your business. When I'm researching something and I'm researching somebody, their finished product is the same, right? The thing that they sell is the same, right? The pool builders in my area, they all have great results. They all have great reviews. They're all awesome. So why would I choose one over the other? This right here, this is why I would choose one over the other, because throughout this content, if they're doing it right, I can see their personality, their business personality. I can see the people that they work with. I can see the people that work for them. I can see all of these things and just verify that these are my people. These are people that I feel good about working with. These are people that I'm excited to work with, okay? And without this, if I didn't have any of this, there's nothing separating you. And so you might not get very much engagement on here, but I promise it's a verifying thing. Everyone goes here to verify that you're a legit company, that you're a good person, that you're a good business. Like, everyone goes there and checks it out. You might not get a lot of likes. I don't like anything. When I just flip through and scroll, and you probably don't either. So why are you so concerned about likes? But anyway, that's the second part, okay? You're optimizing here for lead cost, right? You're running this down, you're getting good cost per lead. You're creating this content because now people like you more. Now they trust you more. Now, when they see your ad, they're like, oh yeah, I remember that guy. I am curious if I'm a good fit for this project, or a good fit for this, or if they can help me in any way. And then the third thing is to retarget, because not everybody is ready. So we've got our ads here, and we're optimizing for cost per lead. So we're spending money to get leads. Super simple. We have our content here, and we're not spending any money on it to boost or to push out, but we're creating good content. And what this does is this shows our value, makes people trust us, makes people like us. And if people know, like, and trust you, typically they don't feel held back by price. Like, I'm willing to spend more money with some of the influencers that I watch, right? Because I trust them a lot more. And so right here, you're lowering the gap of the resistance to working with you by having that content. Because when they see this, before they become a lead, they're going to watch this content. The third piece is retarget. Anytime you have money going to paid traffic, anytime you're spending money to show people your business, you need to retarget them, because I would say 1 in 3 people are actually ready to buy when they see an ad. And it's probably less than that, but they're actually ready. So if you're paying money and only 30% are ready to buy, and only a percentage of that actually buy, you're not doing very good. But if you have a way to retarget that 60%, right? If you can retarget 60% and stay top of mind, Then when they're ready to buy, they're naturally just moving along here. Does that make sense? So the way your retargeting campaign would work is you got to set up a pixel. It's not fun. It's not easy. It's not sexy. But you have to set up a pixel. And I set it up for a website. And I set it up for the lead form, people who open up the lead form who don't actually fill it out. And I set it up for my page. Okay. So if people see my ad, I'm spending money to say, hey, I'm the best business. Here's what I do. I'm spending money. They see this and they don't convert, right? They go here, but they don't actually convert, or they go here to check out my page to see more content, to see if I'm a legit business, or they go over here to my website to check out pricing or to check out options, and they do not convert. You don't want to lose them. You don't want them to just go over here and never see them again. You want to hit them with retargeting ads. Because even if they're not seeing these lead ads anymore, they're seeing this ad. And this ad speaks a little bit differently than the lead ad. So we have that framework that I was showing you for the lead ad. That's perfect. The reason they probably didn't buy with you and the reason they're checking out your retargeting ads, or not even checking out, the reason they're getting the retargeting ads is because they don't trust you enough or they're not ready. So what you want to do with this stuff is to show up a few times a week in front of them, just in case they become ready over time, and to build trust. You want to slowly build trust with them by talking about your results, by talking to clients, interviewing clients, sharing those testimonials with them, showing more about how you solve that specific problem, how you pay close attention, how you really put a lot of detail into the 3D design, whatever it is for them, so that they can trust you more. And when they become ready, now when they see this ad, they're going to just turn into a full-on lead. Okay. So this is a big piece, because if you don't have this, you're really getting people to slip through the cracks. They're slipping through the cracks, and that's not very good. And if you don't have this, nobody's learning about your business. And if you don't have the organic content, people can't verify you and they can't build that trust. So that's like a super high level 23-minute Facebook ad rundown for pool builders and contractors. I hope this helps. Like, you guys are so good at what you do. You're incredible artists. You guys do amazing work, but you're getting destroyed by the businesses that have really big marketing companies because they have a big budget and they can spend tens of thousands of dollars a day on Facebook ads, and you can't. And so if you get really deep with the strategy and you pay close attention to the things that work and the things that convert people, not the gimmicky shit, not the hype shit, not the reels, or the virality stuff, not that, but you build a true strategy and a true business, you're going to have just the craziest results. And so everyone we work with, we put together a comprehensive brand strategy so that we can make sure we align what we're doing with our ads and our content and everything like that. And if you want help with that, there's probably a button in the description, or go to the website. I don't know. I haven't figured all that out yet. But I'd love to talk to you and see if there's anything we can do to help. So hopefully this helps, and we'll see you guys later.